I, after giving birth the first time, was blessed with hemorrhoids, and I was so confused. It was very strange. Since being pregnant, I hate it. I hate breastfeeding right now, even though I don't have any of my body left to myself. I'm already growing another human. Welcome to motherhood. Hello, my name is Ashley. I am the mama of That Hippie Family. I make videos about living in our tiny house on wheels while being a mother to my almost 2-year-old son. I am in my first trimester of my second pregnancy, and I'm feeling it. I normally put out 2 videos a week. One I do Monday Fun Days, where our family gets together and we go out and do some exploring and film a family adventure. My second video of the week is usually related to motherhood, but this first trimester has got me moving slow. I did not film a Monday Fun Day this week, but I still wanted to put out 2 videos. So in today's video, I just wanted to quickly talk about something that I personally know that I have Googled a million times. Uncommon early signs of pregnancy. This being my second pregnancy, I also kind of knew my body a little bit and could sense things that were happening that made me question. I was still in shock when I found out that I was pregnant, but I think deep down, these underlying symptoms were the key to making me take the pregnancy test. Number 1, it's a beauty. I, after giving birth the first time, was blessed with hemorrhoids, and they don't spring up or pop out regularly. Thank goodness, I'm fortunate in that. But for some reason, I had this hemorrhoid that came, and it was fierce. And it was worse than any other hemorrhoid I have ever had. And I was so confused and clueless. And now I know why. As soon as you're pregnant, and I think I'm maybe like 8 or 9 weeks. I find out this week we're doing our first ultrasound. But I'm already showing. So this baby is growing. My stomach is growing faster this time, being a second pregnancy. So there was stuff pushing instantly. I know that hemorrhoid had something to do with being pregnant. It's gone now. It'll be back. I know. Secondly, I was finding myself to be colder than normal. Like, I'm usually a pretty cold person. I couldn't understand why I felt so cold when it wasn't really cold outside. My husband kind of would give me a weird look, like, why are you wearing a sweater right now? But I was wee bit chilly, and I know that this was an early sign of pregnancy because I was actually the same in my first pregnancy. I was just colder than usual. Number 3, which is maybe a little bit more common of a symptom, but it blew my mind how tired I was. I could not keep my eyes open for the life of me. Even now, as I've progressed, I am not as tired as I was those first few weeks. I was reading a story to my son at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I fell asleep sitting on the couch reading. I literally fell asleep, and I was so confused. It was very strange, but it all makes sense. Yes, I was exceptionally tired. I am still breastfeeding my son, who will be 2 in July, so my boobs are always, up and down with feeling uncomfortable from time to time. That is normal. It does happen. Sometimes I even notice when I ovulate, my boobs would feel tender. But since being pregnant, I hate it. I hate breastfeeding right now. I will start weaning him. We're completely night weaned, so it's only a couple feeds left that he does during the day, and I am ready to let go. I just have to figure out how. I just don't really have the energy right now to venture through that whole weaning process, but it's gonna happen within the next 2 months. That's my goal, to be completely weaned so I have a little bit of my body left to myself before I endure this all over again, even though I don't have any of my body left to myself. I'm already growing another human. Welcome to motherhood. So tender boobs, That was number 4. Number 5, let me tell you a little story. I was house sitting at the time, doing some respite work where there was some clients that I was taking care of and cooking dinner for. So on the menu one day, I was to make shake and bake, chicken thighs or whatever. And I don't eat chicken normally, ever. And if I do, it's never frozen. I would buy chicken, make something, and then whatever. If I did, I don't eat a lot of chicken. And so I forgot, because I don't normally pull frozen meat out of the freezer, that in order to make shake and bake, I needed thawed chicken thighs or legs or whatever it was. And I had 2 hours left until dinner, maybe 3. And I realized I had to pull the frozen chicken out. So I pulled the frozen chicken out, and then I realized that it was bulk packed, more than what I needed, and I needed only half of them to thaw. And so I was trying to break them up. I broke a knife in the chicken. It was like this whole traumatic thing, what it felt like to me anyways. And I just could not stop crying. I was frustrated beyond reasonability at that time. I couldn't even understand why I was so upset over frozen chicken thighs. I was so upset. I called my mother crying, and my mom wanted to ask me if I was pregnant, but she knew it was a touchy subject, so she did not ask. But I should have known right then and there. The amount of emotion over frozen chicken thighs, not normal. I saved the best for last because this is what in my gut I really started to think that yes, I am pregnant, because I had this exact same symptom my first pregnancy. When I get to the time of the month where it's time for me to bleed, I don't have any discharge. I just bleed around that time. So I started having some discharge right when I knew my period was due. Could have been a yeast infection, so there was some doubt. But I had a feeling. I always get discharge early in pregnancy. Lo and behold, yes, it was not a yeast infection. It was a baby. Discharge has always been an early pregnancy symptom sign for me that has been there both my pregnancies. Some of these symptoms definitely might be more noticeable for your second pregnancy versus your first pregnancy, but if you know your body and you are watching and listening to it, trust your gut, trust your instinct. Even I doubted it. When I took the test, I really didn't expect it to be positive, but I did know. I just didn't want to maybe get my heart broken and have a negative test. If you, right now, are trying to get pregnant, it took us multiple times of trying. It took us years to get pregnant our first time, and we have been trying for a full year now before we got pregnant our second time. And just know that we're all in this together. It's not as easy sometimes for some couples to conceive as it is for others, but your time will come, and maybe motherhood will look a little bit different for you, but I just want you to know, don't give up hope. I'm so excited to be sharing my second pregnancy journey, and I'm so blessed and so grateful to have all you beautiful people here along supporting me.